Hello, welcome to the video. It is Shay, and as you guys know, I have stopped my glute mastery program, so I no longer have like a program that I'm following. So I have honestly really been liking trying out these new fitness apps for you guys and giving you reviews, and it's just like really exciting for me because every week I try something new, I kind of switch up my routine, and it's really been helping me get out of the funk because I feel like I was just too much like in a routine. It was getting boring, not enough variation. So this has been really fun, and I think I definitely will be finding an app that I could actually see myself paying for and using. So one of them was the Evolve You app from KRISSY CELA'S, and that's the workout I'm going to be showing you today. This is one of the glute and hamstring workouts from that app, and I actually signed up for the free trial, and I kind of just wanted to go over the workouts and just show you kind of like the routine and why I like it and stuff like that. So the app, if you haven't watched the video, I'm gonna link it below, but it's a full, thorough, detailed review. But pretty much it has a warm-up, a cool down, it has the workout, and I really genuinely like this app. So in the warm-ups, they have dynamic movements. So it's like a dynamic stretching. So static stretching would be if you held a stretch position for a long period of time, and that's usually good for after your workout because you gotta just want to get warmed up before your workout, but you don't want to like overstretch your muscles. So the dynamic is like putting your body through the movements that you're going to be doing, just like moving around, stuff like that. So the dynamic warm-ups for this specific workout was like walking lunges, you had leg swings, you had hip openers, 90-90, stuff like that. Just a lot of like hip opening exercises because that's typically where you would see injury if you have tight hips. And for the longest time, I did not realize I had tight hips. Okay, so you are starting off the movements with the barbell hip thrust pulses. This is definitely one of my favorite moves, and I definitely will be incorporating into my routine. But pretty much it's like a calf glute bridge. So if you don't know what that is, it's where you're not going all the way down into the hip thrust motion. You're just kind of staying at the top in that pulsing motion. So if you want to think about it, just think of like squeezing your glutes at the top, and that's just the short range of motion that you're going to do. You're not going all the way down, you're just staying up. It's really like a controlled, like keeping your glutes tight and the tension, and I really like it, honestly. And for some reason, I don't know, I guess because you can do these quickly because they're supposed to be like pulses, so quick, right? You don't really feel like the pain. Like I honestly feel like it was a lot easier to get higher reps with this, which was amazing. So I think she had given 3 or 4 sets of 12, which is great, or maybe it was less than that. But yeah, compound movements, so things that you use multiple muscle groups, so like the hip thrust. She programs it right at the beginning of the workout, which is great. That's how I usually do it. I like to do the things that need the most energy, have it done right at the beginning of the workout. Now it was actually funny because I was talking to someone at the gym and they trained their legs on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and I thought it was funny because they had came to the gym and they're like, oh, I'm so tired, like I don't want to train my legs, blah blah. And I'm like, you see, that's why we train our legs on Monday, because I know it's the hardest workout, but I know that once I've done it, it's done. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to drag myself into the gym, Wednesday feeling exhausted and be like, oh, I have a leg day. I get it out like right at the beginning of the week, done. Don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's just how I like my routine personally. And I like to do the glute and hamstrings on the first day, and then the second leg day I'll be doing would be like the quad, and like just there are still glute movements, but it will be like quad focus and stuff like that. Okay, so the next move is the barbell Romanian deadlifts, and I really liked how she programmed this because she put the barbell hip thrust first, which have the heavier weight on it, but then all I had to do was use the same barbell, take off the weights, lower the weights, and I could do my next exercise. So this is perfect for not having to, run around the gym, finding space, stuff like that. Like literally, I was stuck in that one spot for a good, for the good portion of this workout, which is amazing because I really hate when a program makes you like run all the way around the gym. Like it really makes you use all the equipment and all the machines and all the weights. Like no, a lot of times the gym is busy because I'm going after work. So this is going like after 4, so around 5, stuff like that. And it is packed, okay? And I don't have time to be fighting people for no benches and no machines. So I particularly like to stay in one spot, and that's what I did for this workout. Like as you can see, I'm doing these tempo step ups. This has become one of my favorite moves. Like I think this is definitely something that I'm going to program into my routine. You don't it's like a really short range of motion, and you do it slowly. So instead of focusing on like the actual stepping up motion, you step up and then you slowly descend to the ground. And you could, for an even better challenge, you can make sure your foot does not actually touch the ground, it's just hovering, so that there's constant tension on those glute muscles. But this is great. And if you actually look at the movement, this is similar to a leg press movement where you're pushing the ground away from you, stuff like that. It's also, if you use the assisted pull-up machine, if you ever have done like the glute push downs, that's the same motion. So you can do this on a bench, you can do it on any sort of surface. It doesn't need to be that high off the ground. It's amazing. So I am doing these glute focused back extensions. Now this kind of setup at the gym, this hurt. Like these pads were so hard, and it's because this machine is very like old and no one used it, so the pads haven't had the chance to kind of like get beaten up and, you know, kind of worn in. This hurt. My quads were on fire. I couldn't even do the motion well. And like, as you can see, like the metal part of like the handle where my hand is, like it was just pure metal. Like there was no cover on it. So I'm like, I am going to cut myself. So I'm like trying to avoid hitting it, because I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be good. But the other one, which I wanted to film on, someone was on it, which was fine. But yeah, this movement is just a really great movement for your glute and hamstrings. It always has my butt on fire. Like I'm telling you, like it's ridiculous. I can barely do 10. So at the end of the workout, she puts a glute finisher. And so this glute finisher was the like hip resistance band, like clamshells, I guess you could call them. So just laying on your side and working your hip abductors. Now this move would have been great, but my resistance band was just way too tight. Like this is like the easy resistance, but it was just not giving me enough range of motion. I tried doing it without the band, but like it didn't really give much resistance, obviously, but it did still burn. But I kind of just like toughed it out, and I'm like, whatever. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not getting a very good range of motion, and the band is too tight, but my glutes were on fire. I had to stop like every so often. It was bad. Okay, so now